Welcome back to TMZ Sports. My name is Evan, along with Michael J. Babcock.
What's up, Evan?
Pretty, I guess, bombshelly sort of announcement from Colin Kaepernick.
What happened?
Just put out this 2-page fact sheet claiming that he's been under fire, getting dogged with these false rumors about him for the last couple of years. And his sports agent, Jeff Naley, who's been working in the business for 25 years, just put out a 2-page fact sheet trying to clarify everything that's been going down with Colin Kaepernick behind the scenes to try to clear up all of these negative rumors about him.
Interesting. What kind of stuff are they trying to clear up?
So here's the first line. It says, there have been so many false narratives in the media regarding Colin, we believe it is important to set the record straight. Again, nothing below is up for interpretation or debate. It is the truth and nothing else. Question, has Colin been offered a job by an NFL team? Answer, no. Not a single team has offered Colin a job since the 2016 season in which he began his peaceful protest. Question, has Colin ever had a workout with an NFL team? No. Not a single team has brought Colin in for a workout. And it says Seattle brought in Colin for a visit, and I think he's referring to the 2018 incident where they brought him in and then he ultimately didn't work out because he wouldn't agree to sign a document. Colin has said this in the past. He wouldn't agree to sign a document saying he wouldn't take a knee during the season, and so they're like, okay, well, maybe this isn't the right spot.
That was
Send him home.
the end of the negotiations there.
But Colin's rep says afterward, Pete Carroll said Colin is, quote, a starter in this league. And then he says no other team has interviewed or worked out Colin in the past 3 seasons, despite other false statements in the media to the contrary. The agent says he's reached out to all 32 teams about Colin's employment with little to no response from teams about an opportunity for Colin. In 25 years, I've never seen anything like it. He says he's not demanding a specific salary. There's a completely false narrative out there about Colin's demands. And he says he's been working out for 5 days a week for the last 3 years in preparation to play.
Wow.
And we've seen videos of him on the field throwing a ball around in the gym. You can see the way he looks when we've shot him out over the years. As recently as a couple of weeks ago, he looks fit. We're being told from people in his camp that he is dead serious and laser focused about playing in the league again.
Look, I think this is very important. I question the timing of this document. I don't know why this came out today, why they chose now to put this out, but I do think it's important.
Well, it seems like it's do or die for Colin Kaepernick right now.
He's not getting any younger, and the further and further he gets away from having actually played, his chances are not getting better. They're getting worse. The last we saw this guy in a football field in an NFL game was 2016. That's a long time ago. I would say this, Evan, Colin Kaepernick is a quiet guy. He doesn't talk much, and when you don't talk and you don't tell people how you feel, then a lot is up for interpretation.
Sure. Well, here's what they're trying to let. You're speaking of the 2016 season, the last time Colin played, he was a member of the 49ers back then.
Yes.
And a lot of people, when they point to Colin's talents, say, oh, well, you can tell his skills were diminishing because of the poor 2016 season he had. They addressed that in the fact sheet, too.
What did they say?
They said in 2016, his QB rating after coming back from an injury was 66.4 his first 2 games back.
Not
and
good.
Then
Not
by
good.
the end of the season, in his last 4 games, his QB rating was 101.1. And he says that this is noteworthy also, that the 49ers offensive unit ranked 4th in dropped passes that year and 29th in pass blocking efficiency, and the defense was the last ranked defense in the league.
So he's saying we had a group of receivers who dropped a lot of balls, which hurts the quarterback, and an offensive line that did not protect, which also makes a quarterback's life really tough.
And the defense sucked, so the offense wasn't getting a long break. They were on the field a lot.
Right. I think this is, again, something that's important because there is what actually happened, and then there is people's perception of what happened. And I think the perception is Colin was good at one point during his career, but he then fell off, and when he last played, he wasn't good. But when you do look at these numbers, and not having the luxury of going back and watching these games right now, but if you look at these numbers, it looks like a guy who was hurt and who had an injury, who wasn't good when he first came back, but who got a lot better as the season went along, and who didn't have much help around him.
He does make one final point, by the way, that I want to address.
What's he say?
He said, question, is Colin still able to seek employment in the NFL after he filed a grievance? Because remember, he sued the league, along with Eric Reed.
Maybe he agreed to go away forever and never play.
Well, Colin's camp says, yes, Eric Reed filed the same grievance, and he is currently employed by an NFL team. As a matter of fact, Eric Reed continues to do the kneeling protest during the national anthem at every single NFL game that he plays in. And by the way, he's been doing fantastic, and it's not a distraction, and he's just out there playing ball.
I think these were all tremendous points by his agents. I think this is actually going to help Colin Kaepernick.
Okay. There's only one way to measure effectiveness, though. Will he play in the NFL again?
I actually think that there is a good chance he will. Good quarterbacks are so few and far between, and I think this letter actually helped.
Yeah,
I think it's effective. optimistic.
I want to be optimistic.
You don't think it's gonna work?
Personally, I want to see Colin Kaepernick back in the NFL again. I do. I want to make that clear. I want to see him on a roster.
But you don't think it's going to happen?
I think there's like a 1% chance it happens. I say don't hold your breath.
If you like what you just saw, videos, great stories, and crazy photos, we've got more like it every single night on TMZ Sports on FS1.